Assalamu alaikum and hello viewers. Today I am with you with another new video. As you can see, excellence in teaching. So far, I have uploaded number of videos on research excellence. So today main focus will be on excellence in teaching, how one can be a great teacher. Basically, I will be sharing some of my own experience as well as some other experience also I'll be sharing here throughout my presentation. So what I'm going to cover here, as you can see, these are the outlines, main points for you to take note. First of all, I'll be talking about the motivation, particularly the reward recognition. I'll provide some of the examples of Sano University's practice and some other universities' practice as well. And why these reward recognitions are important. What are the benefits of this appreciation? So I'll show some examples, some of the importance and benefits. I also will provide a quote from Albert Einstein. What did he say about education, teaching? There are also categories of a teacher. I have taken it from literature, how teachers can be categorized, such as excellent, good, outstanding. I'll give some examples of the definition of different categories of teacher. And most importantly, and that is basically the main reason, main purpose of this video, as you can see, I have highlighted there. What are the traits of excellent teachers? What are the attributes? What are the qualities actually will make a teacher a great teacher and excellent teacher? So that will be the major focus of this presentation. Of course, there will be some other contents in the form of feedback form. As an example, that's what I practice. So you'll see from the traits of what are the qualities of excellent teacher. Actually, these are the getting the feedback is one of the important elements to be an excellent teacher, outstanding teacher. I also will share one slide on what is the meaning of effective learning. So this slide is not only for teachers, I think it is also important for students as well. And I'll share some other contents. So since this is a teaching, so I have prepared the content in such a way so that it might be beneficial for school teachers, students, school, college, madrasa, diploma, university teachers, lecturers, professors. So I hope it will benefit all these categories of teachers, lecturers, academicians. So recently on last Friday, Sano University, Sano Education Group actually organized staff academic appreciation day. That is award or reward for research and teaching. So it was started with Sanwe International School, Sanwe College, and Sanwe University. So that is what is Sanwe Education Group comprised of. So I also attended this event. Our top management attended. They gave the award certificates. Our human resource were also involved. So I sincerely appreciate and thanks all of the parties involved in organizing this event. This was particularly to inspire, to motivate, to recognize the efforts of the staffs of the Sanwe Education Group. So there are teaching award, there are research awards. So these are some of the pictures, those who got award. Some of our engineering lecturers got this excellent or outstanding teaching award. These are both teaching and research excellent award. As you can see, some of our colleagues got this award and the commendation. So this is, as you have seen, I have so far a number of research award recognition. But as you know, today I'm going to talk more about teaching. So Alhamdulillah, I'm also glad that university also appreciated my efforts for PhD research methodology. I have been teaching this research methodology for some time at Sano University, so they also recognize my effort. But I'm not here to highlight my recognition. I'm here particularly to share my experience, how teachers, academician can be an excellent teacher, outstanding teacher, how they can be a great teacher, particularly to take care of the students' need. That is basically the intention to share with you. So what I practice and along with the others practice, I'm going to share here. Yeah, that is basically the main purpose of this presentation. So these were the award in 2019 given by Sano University to its staff. Particularly, these were the research award given in 2019. So these are some of the practices, as you know, the good universities practice to encourage, to motivate their staff. So that is actually the idea I'm going to share. So as you can see, Sano University, Sano Education Group actually making a very good practice to motivate, to inspire, to recognize their staff. So it's not only Sano University, I have seen some other universities all over the world also practices. So as you know, I was in University of Malaya. I spent 18 years over there as a researcher, as an academician. So I taught a number of undergraduate, postgraduate courses. Many students I supervised. I taught many courses. So by doing so, I also learned how to be a good researcher, how to be a good teacher, particularly. So they also recognized my effort. They also gave some of the awards. So meaning that it's not only practiced by Sano University, other universities also practicing this staff recognition and award to motivate them. So why this rewarding is so important? So it is important for both staff and for the organization, company as well. So that's why they are practicing this event. So reward and recognition is highly important in making employees feel valued. So when these types of recognitions are given, it will reflect, it will make staff feeling that they are valuable, they are important. And this also recognize their hard work. So of course, those who got research award, who got teaching award, certainly they put huge amount of effort. They work very hard. They spend quality time to make this. So again, it is important to make them valued, to feel them valued, and to particularly recognize their hard work. This also reflects employees' work's contributions are matter to the organization. So they are giving this award, meaning that their works, their effort, their contributions are really matter for the growth of the university, for the sake of the university. So that's why they are organizing this event. They are giving these types of award to its staffs. This is certainly will raise the employee satisfaction. So when the employee get these types of certificates, awards, some monetary values, some funding, certainly this makes their heart more happy, more satisfied. So as you know, a satisfied heart, a satisfied employee always will try their best to work hard to contribute more for that types of organization. So that's why this employee satisfaction is very important to make them happy. It is very important, these types of event, these types of recognition. This creates also a positive workplace for the employee. So to work in a good environment, to create a good environment, conducive environment, I think these are the ways, some of the means by which actually an organization can make a positive vibe, positive environment for their staff. Certainly, these types of recognition actually will drive, inspire, motivate them to work hard, to change their attitude, behavior for the sake of university, for the sake of that organization. This will make them more and stronger in terms of contribution, in terms of productivity. This may help retaining outstanding staff also. As you know, the outstanding staff also, to retain them, these are some of the motivational aspects. So if they are recognized, if they are given a message, reflection that they are valuable, they are important for that organization, certainly a satisfied staff, a recognized staff certainly will be able to retain for longer term in that organization. So this is also very important to retain the outstanding staff. So to improve our learning, to also motivate, as this video is not only for teachers and students, I think this is also important for university management and also administrative, those who are at deans, vice chancellor, head of the department, head of the center. I think they also need to motivate their staff. They also need to learn. They also need to implement. So LinkedIn has number of courses. So I also have listened. I also learn time to time also how I can motivate my staff, my students, my collaborators. I also constantly learn. So I also strongly suggest that these are some of the courses by which we can learn and we can implement, we can motivate our staff. Particularly, these are some of the courses I highlighted. So these are available in LinkedIn learning courses. So we are privileged. We are very happy that Sano University subscribe, and as a result, as a staff, I can constantly, at any time, I can listen the different types of courses that will benefit me for my growth, for the growth of as a team leader, as a head of the center, and so on. These are really very important courses to improve our knowledge, again, to improve our lifelong learning capabilities as well. This I have taken from LinkedIn learning courses. As you can see, there are courses also on rewards and recognition. As you can see, recognition can be in different ways: monetary values, financial form. So as you know, when I got highest accumulation citation award in University of Malaya, so it's not only certificate, it is not only a ceremony, it is not only a plaque. At the same time, they also gave me 10,000 Malaysian ringgit. Okay. Sometimes money can be also soft money, such as in the forms of grants, small fund, like at Sano University, when I got this research award in 2019, they also gave me 10,000 Malaysian ringgit to support my research. So these are sometimes soft money. They also give in terms of research reward money also, so that we can spend this money for our research purpose. Sometimes there are promotion as well, which are also related with our increment, bonus. Sometimes if staff performs well, there are also bonuses. So these are in the form of monetary benefit. Sometimes there are verbal recognition. Verbally, we appreciate our staff by saying thank you, hello, congratulations, appreciation, growth opportunities, as I mentioned. Sometimes there are some funds given to build a lab, to attend conference, to support small equipment, to help students' growth, so that we can purchase, we can buy some of the small equipment to support our PhD and master students. So these are called the growth opportunities. So there can be acknowledgement. Sometimes there can be given some flexibilities, some time off, so that staffs are highly motivated that my efforts is recognized. So I've been given some flexibilities and so on. So these are based on LinkedIn learning courses. As you can see, different organizations provide in different ways this different rewards and recognition in the form of money, verbal recognition, growth opportunities, time off, and so on. And these are few other things, featuring top employees, their staff, through the university website, through the bulletin, through emails, through their billboard in different ways. As you can see, Sanook University is very good. So their top 1%, top 2% scientists are actually featured in all the leaves of Sanook University. This certainly actually motivate their staff. So I am also featured. Alhamdulillah, they recognize all of our staff's hard work, effort. So this basically also satisfy their staffs, make the staffs happy, and certainly this will be they will provide their best effort for the sake of their organization. As I also mentioned, in the form of verbal, such as we can say, thank you for your contribution, congratulations, you did a great job, well done. This way we can express our appreciation. Sometimes we may not need, it's not only by money only, sometimes a small piece of paper in the form of a written, in the form of an appreciation, like a certificate, like a commendation. Certainly, these are the cheap way, easy way employees can be motivated, can be recognized. Sometimes small gifts also can be given. For example, Sanook University also practice birthday gift. Since I joined here, every year they give this birthday gift. Every year, different types of gifts they give. So this certainly also motivates us, inspires us also, even though it's small, but sometimes this really drives us. This reflects that they really value, they really recognize our effort. They really consider the well-being of their staffs. Okay, so in the longer term, in the sustainable term also, those who perform very well, this recognition also plays a great role for their promotion, better position, and so on. So as you know, the promotions are highly desirable. So outstanding staff, outperforming staff, those who have outstanding teaching capability, excellent teaching capability, I think certain weightage also will be given during the promotion. So certainly there will be financial benefit, there will be academic benefit, many benefits associated with this promotion. So this is the big recognition in my view. So when the academic staff perform well in both in teaching and research, certainly these are the other things also university organization considers. Sometimes they give longer term offer, tenure track offer, permanent contract. These are again benefits associated with the recognition of staff's effort. Different university, different organizations actually practices in different way. So we are talking about the best education, excellence in teaching, what will make a teacher great. So as you know, the Albert Einstein, who is a great scientist, we all know about him. He's a very much known, he's a world-class, world-renowned scientist. So what he quoted, so education is not learning of facts. So what is important? So, but the training of the mind to think. So what is actually the education? It is basically a process of training the mind to think. Okay, so education is basically best education, quality education is a process of training the minds to think. As you can see, I have brought here, what is the meaning of think? So one of the key attributes, one of the strongest attributes at this 21st century, even beyond that and before that also, this is very important element is the critical thinking. Okay, so to be a good researcher, to be a good educator, to be a good teacher, actually someone need to be a critical thinker, good thinker. So when we do research, when we do teaching, so if we critically think, then this will make a teacher, a great teacher, an excellent teacher. So that's why I provided here some of my own ways of providing here. So this critical thinking, so critical analysis, for example, we are analyzing our research outcomes, so we critically analyze them. Similarly, when we are going to teach, we also critically think them, critically think that whether this will be beneficial, whether this will be useful, whether this will be effective or not. So if we really critically think whether this will be beneficial, this will be appealing, this will be attractive, this will be effective for the student, certainly this will be helpful for the student. And this basically will make a teacher, an educator is a is an excellent teacher, outstanding teacher. Okay, so wow factors, that is actually when we think critically, that is actually the worldwide outstanding, winnable, and also the when we do research, I think we need the strong novelty, how it is different. So this basically need a lot of critical thinking. So I brought here both in case of teaching and research purposes. Okay, so for example, we can also do research with the teaching, our teaching method. So again, we need to critically think. So critical thinking in this case will make a good teacher, an outstanding teacher, an excellent teacher. So this is, I have taken from the sources, as you can see at the bottom of my slides. So this is how teachers are defined. It is very interesting for us to note. So there are 4 categories of teacher. So those who complain, of course, among us, there are teachers, there are academicians who always complain. Okay, this is really not a good approach. As you can see, they are below average. Certainly, they will be rated very, very poorly by the students. Okay, and this is where these types of teachers, these types of academicians need improvement. Okay, because we are here to serve the society, to serve our students, to make them better thinker, to make them better critical thinker, to make them successful. So if we always complain, if student always complain, then we cannot be an excellent teacher. We cannot be a good teacher. This is where we need substantial improvement. So average teacher, basically they simply teach, maybe they don't go into deep, maybe just for the sake of getting the pass mark, just to fulfill his requirement. Okay, maybe at the surface level for the sake of just teaching, not for the dedication, and there's all those attributes I'll be talking at the later on. And a good teacher basically explain. And what is the main target? What is the intention actually? We want to be an excellent teacher. So what is the definition of an excellent teacher? That is actually that types of teacher will inspire students, inspire their audience, okay, inspire their customers. Okay, so teacher is not only for students. I think we also share our experience in workshops, seminars. So these excellent teachers, excellent speaker actually will inspire their participants. Okay, so keeping that in my mind also, my motto is also here, inspiring you to be a great teacher in this particular slide, particularly in this video. So this is actually the heart of my presentation. This is the most important elements of this today's video. So I have attended this Sunway Education Group's award events. So they were given opportunities to speak for a few minutes. So I have carefully listened some of their motivational talks. What made them what made them actually this recognition? I mean, they got this teaching excellence certificates and award. So some of them share some of their experiences in a brief statement. Some of them mention it's a passion, it's a love for the teaching. We need to take care of the students. We need to listen carefully them. Okay, so many attributes they highlighted. Okay, so those attributes actually I keep in my mind so that I can put it here. As you know, I also worked in University of Malaya 18 years. Particularly, I was involved in teaching more than 12 years, both in undergraduate and postgraduate level. So I taught many courses, subjects. So as you know, this is a long experience. So I interact with the student, I work with the student, I face many challenges with the student. I have seen their problems. So by doing, actually by knowing their problem, by practicing, by helping them, by overcoming all those challenges also, I implemented some of my own strategies. I also learned from some of my lecturers, from those who made best practice during their lecture, why their teaching rating is also outstanding. Actually, I got some of their feedback, what they also practice. I also get some of the input from them. And those are the things also I will highlight here. And also, before preparing this video, I also explored some of the videos in YouTube, in the literatures, and some of the videos are actually viewed millions of times. Those videos actually I have gone through, and I have picked some of the words, some of the traits, some of the qualities from them. That's why I have summarized here all those traits. Basically, it something like 15 to 20 attributes as a summary I'm going to highlight here. So there is also quote I have taken from the references. Great teachers are aware that their own learning journey is never complete. Okay, so it is never complete, meaning that we continuously need to improve. We are not perfect. Okay, so that's why lifelong learning is also important. This is also the reason I also learn, I also try to improve. So that's why I think the learning is important, lifelong learning is important. So this is what is stated here. So great teachers are aware that their own learning is never complete. We must never feel fully satisfied. We must not feel that we are perfect teacher, we are perfect lecturer. We have to have hunger, we have to have thirsty that we need to improve again and again. In addition, they actively seek feedback. This is very important, and this is actually my specific practice. I will highlight in one of the slides what I practice actually to get this feedback and also collaborate. Okay, so they actively seek feedback and collaborate with others in an effort to improve the students' outcome. So these are actually the good attributes of a good lecturer, to be an world-class teacher, an excellent teacher, an outstanding teacher. So now let me slowly start these 16 traits. So number one, I put it here before doing anything. As you can see, before preparing this video, actually, I was planning since the starting of this week. So I prepared the draft. I have gone through literature studies. I also watched some videos. I attended this event. From that event also, I got some of the feedback, as you can see. And based on that, I have prepared this presentation, content, and slide in this video. So it is always important, even if we go for short meeting, if we want to deliver a lecture, if we are going to give a half an hour lecture, we need very good preparation. We also need very good plan, what I'm going to present, what would be the content. So preparation and planning is very, very important. Some lecturers sometimes go without preparation. As a result, they cannot deliver properly. I remember when I was an undergraduate student in one of my university, one of the lecturer actually came in the lecture hall, and he delivered the lecture just by reciting a book. So this is very shocking. This is an university, and university lecturer should be well prepared. So he just simply reading the book, and whole lecture he covered by reciting that book. So this is really not well preparation. This is really not good teaching method. This is just to give an example that this lecturer is not well prepared. He's not caring his or her students. Okay, so planning and preparation is also very important before delivering anything. A great teacher has strong passion. Actually, during that event, this award ceremony event, many awardees actually highlighted this word, that a great teacher should have a strong passion. They should be very hungry. They should have love to teach this subject. Okay? They have strong desire about this subject, about this matter, about this teaching. Okay, that is about the passion. I cannot finish by talking about this passion. This really should reflect that they are really very serious, dedicated. They are very hungry to deliver, to satisfy the student. That is actually the meaning of passion. Passion. Okay, so certainly I would encourage to study more what is actually the deep meaning of passion. It is not only meaning of passion, understanding and practicing in your teaching activities. Okay, they also should have strong passions, because as you know, students' behavior sometimes very rough, very reactive. Sometimes we are in different moods. So if we don't bear patience, actually we cannot entertain student, we cannot listen students, we may also behave differently as a result. I think the student will be demotivated. So that's why this patience is important. Not only teaching, I think to be a good human being, these are actually the strong attributes. We also need to be humble. It does not mean that as a professor, we know everything, we are perfect. So we should not feel like that. As has been highlighted, that a good teacher always will feel that his journey, his or her journey is never complete. Okay, they are not perfect. Okay, there are deficiencies. Okay, we constantly also need to learn, need to improve. Okay, need to be polite. Okay, need to respect. So these are also the good attributes. A good teacher also will love teaching, meaning that they really have taken this profession, they really have taken this subject from their heart, from the core of the heart. As a result, this will drive them, this will motivate them actually to be well prepared to cater the needs of the student. Okay, so these are actually some of the strong attributes, strong qualities that a good researcher, a good teachers need to have these attributes. A good teacher also need to consider this as a great responsibility. As you know, sometimes academician, researcher, we take our responsibilities very lightly. We do the works at the surface. Certainly, this will not be. These are not actually the good attributes to be a good teacher's academician. They are also self-motivated. Actually, it is very good, important attributes. If we want to be a good researcher, if we want to be a good academician, if we motivate ourselves, you know, that is called the self-motivation. Actually, this will drive us to deliver in a best possible way, to entertain the needs, to cater the needs of our stakeholders, whether it is students, whether it is researcher, whether it is our master students, undergraduate students, participants. Okay, so self-motivation is actually one of the important aspects to entertain the needs of our customer. Okay, this also will help us also to be a critical thinker, as you have seen, which is highlighted, which is mentioned by Albert Einstein as well. So in the second slide, as you can see, a good lecturer, a good teacher also will engage the students interactive. So they will not continuously deliver only lecture. Okay, so from starting at ending, just lecturing, talking full of text, nobody is caring. I think these are also not good attributes. So a good lecturer, teacher actually will engage the students time to time. They will ask questions. They will pause for a while. They will summarize their content. They will ask. Ask in the name of a student. Hello, student number this. Hello, Abdul Rahman. Can you summarize what I have taught? Okay. A good lecturer also will sketch something in the lecture board, in the whiteboard, and certain steps actually he will miss and will ask the students. As a result, students will be alerted. Sometimes they are sleepy, sometimes they are inattentive, sometimes they will be with the mobile device. So if we engage them, if we interact with them, actually, this will remove their drowsiness. They will be active. They will not do unnecessary things. And as a result, they all will be alerted. Okay, because they will feel that now he or she might be asked also to answer that question. So these are some of the good practice also when I taught in University of Malaya undergraduate students. So I make them active, engaged. I also identify those which students are not attentive. They are doing something else. So suddenly I pause, and as a result, I ask them. I also ask them to summarize. So I ask them also to practice. I also ask them to come in front of whiteboard so that what I have covered. Please summarize. Please highlight 1 or 2 points. As a result, everybody will be alerted. Okay. Sometimes, as you know, the student also feels sleepy due to boringness of lecturer. So this will eliminate some of the challenges we face while giving the lecture. Okay. That is actually the engaging the students, making students more interactive. And in many, many cases, also we see that let's make the things fun. We make joke, we make some, fun so that, our boring mind become refreshed. Okay, so that's why I think we watch in YouTube, in movies, different types of fun, jokes, cartoon. This will make our mind fresh. Sometimes we are fully concentrated, sometimes we exhausted. So sometimes some funny things, joke, this will refresh our minds. As a result, retention rate, effectiveness can be improved. Okay, so these are the things. These are the making fun. Also, many researchers, many teachers actually practice during their lecture as well. Another attribute is that we need to make them feel that we are their friends, meaning that we should not create such an environment that they feel fearness. Okay, they as a result, if they feel fear, actually they cannot concentrate, they cannot focus, and also if they have some question to ask, actually they cannot ask, they will forget. Okay, so actually sometimes some of the lecturers' behavior is so rude, so poor. Actually, the students feel very much fearful. So I think these are some of the challenges, drawbacks of our academician. I think this certainly not good attributes. I think these also need to be improved. Another important practice also I practice, and many other researchers also practice, the use different diverse methods and approaches. Okay, no single approach is the best approach. No single method is the best method. So when I teach, actually I use sometimes audio, sometimes video from other sources, different books. So when I also prepare lecture notes, I don't simply use only single book, single source. I take from internet, I take from other books. I also take notes from other lecturers. So diverse sources, diverse approaches actually will make the content very useful, very effective, very interactive. Okay, and sometimes also ask them to come and present. Maybe earlier we give them a topic so that they are well prepared and they also can present. They also can share. And as you know, learning by practicing, doing by teaching actually is the most effective method. That one I will be sharing in one of the slides. So this is also another approach. Ask the students or some groups to present, to explain, to discuss. This actually will make them good learner, good presenter as well. Okay, this also will make the class interactive, more effective. It will not make the whole class also boring. Engage them and also provide the feedback. This is very, very important. These are also evaluated at the end of the course evaluation because student gives presentation, they submit sometimes report, they are sometimes they submit assignment. So we need to give them feedback. Okay, for example, they are giving a presentation. How is their presentation content? How is their slides? How they talk? So overall feedback should be given. Without giving a feedback, actually how they will improve. Okay, so this is important. Normally some lecturers, they don't practice, they don't give feedback, they are not well prepared, so that's why they cannot give feedback. And also feedback sometimes not in time. Okay, so maybe they give one, the lecture is whole duration of lecture 14 weeks is gone, at the last moment they only give some little bit of feedback. So these are not really good approach. So this feedback actually will help students to improve. So it can be verbal feedback, it can be written feedback, it can be in the form of WhatsApp feedback, it can be email feedback, it can be telephone call. In different way we can use to give them feedback. So in the third elements, a great teacher actually will carefully listen students. Okay, so listening again, it can be in the written form, it can be in the communication form, it can be face-to-face communication. So different way we get their feedback, we listen them, we hear them, and we entertain their request. And also a great teacher actually that will care, nurture them, respect them. Sometimes some students maybe cannot speak well, they are poor. Some lecturer actually, they undermine, they humiliate. Sometimes I heard also from some of the students, they humiliate in front of other people. These are really very, very bad practice. Sometimes they cry due to these types of behavior. So they are also human being, even though they are student, but we should not disrespect them. We should not humiliate them. They are human beings. They are our students. They are our children. They are our brothers. They are our sisters. Particularly, we need to respect them. We need to treat them very well. So this is what is missing in some cases. So that's really, we need to care them. We need to nurture them. We need to motivate them. We need to particularly respect them so that they will feel, the respectful. They will feel that they are entertained. Okay, they will feel happy. They will feel motivated. Otherwise, if we scold them, if we misbehave them, certainly this will give a bad reflection about that lecturer, about that teacher. Okay, we also need to be polite, and particularly we have to make an environment, a feeling that we are helpful for their problem solving. Okay, don't create fairness among them. So these are some of the things actually. Some of our academicians, they don't learn, they don't practice, they don't want to improve, and as a result, students always feel fearful. They don't ask questions, they don't want to go and see them, and as a result, something they did not understand, and they never ask that question, and as a result, it remained unsolved. They don't understand, and it came in the exam. As a result, they also cannot solve that problem. Okay, so a good teacher actually will know the students' need, will understand them, how is their behavior, where is their problem, where is their weakness, where is their strength. So different way, as I mentioned, will try to understand their needs, their problems, their challenges, maybe sometimes their family problems, sometimes maybe their financial problems. Actually, a friendly teacher will always entice, encourage, motivate students. So they will always will feel comfortable to express their concern, whether it is financial, whether it is personal, whether it is psychological, whatever, they will come and discuss. And a good teacher always will try his or her best also to help them to overcome all those challenges. It's not only identifying the weakness. I think that when students perform very well, this is what Sano University appreciated their outstanding staff and teachers, okay, researchers, as you can see. So when a student performs very well, for example, a student has given an outstanding presentation, we need to appreciate them that your presentation is outstanding. You will get the best possible mark. And sometimes also, when our postgraduate students give presentation, we also highlight that your presentation is the best one. Others can follow this model. Hello, other students, please follow this model. Okay, this certainly will motivate them, and this also appreciates their work. Okay, so we also need to appreciate those who are doing well, performing well, okay, so that they are also motivated, they also can go better, can do better. This is the fourth component. So a great teacher love to learn. As I mentioned, they should have strong passion. So they also will constantly learn, because we as a teacher, researcher, academician, nobody is perfect. Okay, so we constantly strive to improve. As you can see from the quote that I have taken from the literature, actively collaborate with others. Okay, so he or she will not feel that I am perfect, I am the best lecturer, so I know everything. I think these are arrogant behavior. A good researcher, a good academician, a good lecturer never will feel like that. Okay, so they have to have strong passion and love to learn. They have the deficiency, so that they will also follow best practice. As I also got some of the content, some of the practice from the best lecturer. So when I was in University of Malaya, some lecturer actually got 4.95 out of 5 students rating. So I asked them, what made you this rating? Okay, so I can see that they make some good practices. So I also follow all those practices. So one of the practices actually I will share here in one of the slides. Okay, good model. So in research, I always suggest that follow a good model paper, a best quality paper, a best quality researcher. For example, MIT, Harvard, Cambridge, these are the world best universities, research organizations. So follow their model, follow their researcher. It's not only MIT and Harvard. I think that in every universities, every countries, maybe there are some good model, good researcher, good universities, good lecturers, good teachers. Try to identify them, follow them, implement them. And this is what is written here. Actively collaborate with others, because we are not perfect. And we should not feel that we are perfect. What we are doing, we are perfect. Sometimes as a lecturer, we feel that what we are doing is perfect best. But that is our perception, that is our guess. So if it is not checked, if it is not verified, if it is not benchmarked, then we simply cannot rate ourselves as a outstanding. Other people will tell us how strong we are, how good we are. If other people, okay, if through proper evaluation, through proper assessment, okay, if these are reflected, then basically we can, yeah, other will tell us that this guy is outstanding, this guy is good. A great teacher is also a good listener. Sometimes you don't care, you don't listen student, okay, they are student, I don't care, I don't listen. I think these are also very poor attributes. So without being a good listener, without caring the students, actually, one cannot be a good lecturer, good academician, good teacher as well. Lifelong learner, as I mentioned, to be a good researcher, to be a good academician, a good teacher, actually, we constantly need to learn, need to improve in each and every case. So I think this is good for students and teacher. So today, to prepare this, as I mentioned, I also learned. So everybody need to learn, because nobody is perfect. That is actually called continuous professional development. That's why Sano University subscribe LinkedIn Learning, so that we can improve. We also attend short courses. We also attend conferences. We also attend online seminars to improve our learnings. Okay, so these are important attributes for good lecturer, good teachers as well. This is also my practice, actually, in my lecture, in my class, in my student list, whether it is undergraduate, postgraduate, thesis students, everywhere I try to also identify weak students. So in our team also at Sano University, there are highly potential students, there are some weak students. Okay, so in our case, particularly in my case, I try to identify their weaknesses. So some are weak at language, communication, speaking skill, presentation skills. So we give them appropriate suggestion where to improve. Okay, sometimes if we feel that they are not performing well, we also bring them close to our office so that we can constantly monitor them, constantly give them guidelines, suggestions, constantly, and these are the ways to improve them. Okay, so how I identify basically those who are weak in terms of attendance, in terms of performance, because if we don't pay attention, actually they will be unattended, and as a result, they will not be successful. They will not be able to get pass in their exam. So these are some of the practices I made in my undergraduate when I was in University of Malaya, particularly through quiz. So if we give a quiz, so after the evaluation, I can see who are poor, particularly some even got 0, some even got very poor marks. So I specifically separate all those scripts, and then I call them in my office. I try to identify what is their problem. Is it family problem? It is financial problem? It is psychological problem? It is personal problem? And then accordingly, I try to keep monitor them, track them. I give them advice, and as a result, sometimes some of them improves. Some of them, is hard also to improve due to some reasons. But I think it is our responsibility to identify and to take necessary remedies so that we can help them. Also, exam attendance, I also can see who are not coming in the class. So every lecture, every class, they are not attentive. So we personally call them, send them email so that we can identify their problems, deficiencies, challenges facing, so that we can help them, we can advise them. Particularly, we are this also reflects that we are really taking care of them. Okay, it is a matter why they are not coming. Okay, because failure is not failing a student is really not a good attributes. I mean, it will not make a successful teacher. Okay, so that's why I think we need to pay certain attention to take care of this weak student, class performance, and we need to address all these issues so that their deficiencies can be improved. Okay, so these are some of the practice also I made, and also when I see that students are also not attentive, I ask them also particularly by their names, can you summarize? Sometimes I bring them from last bench to front bench so that they are also attentive, and they have to be very careful, and he or she will feel that now my teacher is monitoring me for my betterment, for my benefit. So they become also very careful and they become sincere. And also I don't try to threat them. I try to be polite, professional, so that I try to be their friends, so that they feel comfortable. Okay, I'm not harsh with them. Okay, this is for their particular benefit, because they have come here to get pass mark, to be effective learner, to be successful. Okay, so if they are inattentive, if they don't attend the class, if they don't perform well, at the end they will fail. And I think the failure is also a failure of a lecturer. and also continuously need to monitor them. Okay, so it's good students. I think they, in most cases, they are doing well. They are performing well. They follow lecturer. We appreciate them. We motivate them. I think as a lecturer, good students, we don't need to do much. I think we need to take care. We need to spend more time. We need to be very careful. Pay more attention. Actually, those who are weak, those who are absent, inattentive, has some challenges. Okay, so these basically will make us a strong academician, teachers. Okay, these are some of the practice I also made, and as a result, when we take care of them, they also will take care of our things. Okay, so as Einstein mentioned, that we need to be a good thinker, critical thinker. So to implement all these, 16 attributes, certainly we need to be a critical thinker. Without being a critical thinker, we also cannot be a good teacher, good educator, excellent teacher, outstanding teacher. Okay, so I'm just repeating what the Einstein say about the education, good education, strong education. This is the example of a feedback form. So as you have seen, one of the attributes, actually, we need to listen students. We need to understand their problem. We need to care them. We need to get what is their problem. These are also some of the points, some of the awardees during the award ceremony also highlighted. How we can get the feedback? So we can get the feedback through email, through face-to-face, but sometimes, the students and lecturer actually, students particularly feel shy to ask sometimes to question, to give some feedback, particularly some negative remarks. Maybe they are not interested, they feel shy, or maybe they don't want to undermine, to say something negatively directly to lecturer. So that's why written feedback form is very important. So in this case, what we practice, we don't ask their metric number, rule number, their name, their identities are not asked, so that they feel comfortable. They can write whatever they like. Okay, these are some freedoms given, so that idea is to improve. Nobody is perfect. Particularly in my case, I give this freedom, so that let them talk whatever they like about me. If I have deficiency, okay, I will critically analyze, I will improve, because as a human being, I'm not perfect, and my intention is also to learn, is to improve. Okay, let them. And also from there, I can understand if it is personal attack, because some students, sometimes their behavior is like that. So it can be personal attack also. Personally, I also can understand, I also can evaluate. Okay, I can understand that. So to be, that's why we don't ask their names, identity, and as a result, they can give a strong feedback. Okay, this is also the practice actually I learned from one of my lecturer when I was in University of Malaya, how his teaching evaluation is so excellent, outstanding. So he shared me that he gave me a piece of paper. These are the some of the questionnaire he asked at the end of the semester. But in my case, I made it something different, because at the end of the semester, if I take the feedback, if I analyze, actually I can address for that batch, that group of the students. So in my case, what I do normally at the middle of my lecture. Let's say there are 14 weeks lecture. At the 7th lecture or 8th lecture, I give this feedback form, so that I can get their input and I can analyze, I can address throughout the remaining weeks. Okay, so this is particularly is very useful, very good. And also my lecture actually will be continuously similar. I will maintain all those things, and which topics are not covered, I'll be covering these things. So approve some of the things actually will be similar. Based on that, I get this feedback, and many other lecturers also implement this, and they also appreciate it. They also feel that this is actually the one of the good way, best approach basically to get students' feedback. As I mentioned, they feel shy to talk in front of a lecturer. So if we ask them in a written form, certainly they will give the necessary feedback. So actually through this also, during my research methodology course, some of the students actually gave very constructive feedbacks, and this is actually how I am implementing. And as a result, this time also I got this teaching appreciation recognition. Okay, so as you can see, they actively seek feedback. So this is one of my research methodology, that is the course I'm teaching for PhD students at Sanoh University. So I have developed this questionnaire. There are 7 questions, as you can see. So Again, these types of question you can develop, you can customize for your specific subject. So this is for my thesis subject, so which are related to thesis, journal writing, project proposal. So that's what I mentioned. Are the contents relevant with their the whole contents of the research methodology? So research methodology is for writing thesis, writing paper, writing proposal. Okay, so are my content what I'm delivering is relevant with the thesis, journal articles, and contents. Okay, so rating can be from 1 to 5. Okay, so best rating, poor rating. So those need to be defined, and they will rate accordingly. If we deliver appropriately, if we have deficiency, they also will rate accordingly. Are the contents with sufficient depth and breadth? Because this is a PhD course. So are the contents in depth and breadth enough or not? Okay, so they will give some of the reflection as well. So did the contents related to the PO, that is program educational objectives, program outcome, learning outcome. So this is again to reflect with the content of that course. Okay, sometimes we talk whatever we like. I think it should be based on the whole contents. That is the boundary. Is the theoretical lecture related with some practice? So we are very good sometimes at talking, giving theoretical lecture and so on, but sometimes we forget also to relate with the practice. This is also another attribute. So every lecture, let's say I'm teaching them how to write an abstract. After practice, after this theoretical explanation, actually I bring also an abstract and I ask them, can you identify what are the missing elements? Is it a good abstract? Is it a weak abstract? Is it structure? Are the necessary elements there? So I bring 2 or 3 abstract, and as a result, they can identify based on my lecture. This is immediately they practice. We also practice for introduction, research methodology part, result discussion section part. Every section we bring some of the good content, some of the journal articles. We ask them, to identify strength, weakness, and what they learned during my lecture, and we practice. And this makes them extremely happy. And also when we also give how to write a proposal, we give the examples. When we give examples also, this makes them very, very happy. They are highly satisfied along with the lecture or theory. Are the contents relevant to teamwork, soft skill, presentation skill, communication skill? So these are the things also we ask them to present something, to group work, teamwork. So as a result, have we given you some contents like that and to make practice? So if we do, certainly they will give the good feedback. If we don't address, certainly they also will rate us poorly. Also, as you can see, number 6, highlight few strength and uniqueness. So certainly a good lecturer will present some of the good things, unique things. So certainly they also will reflect these are the good things. These are to appreciate also lecturer effort that these are the good things the lecturer has done, and they will appreciate, they will highlight. And also at the last point, actually, the suggestion for improvement. Actually, through this, actually, we can improve extensively. These are actually the opportunity because we are not asking their name, matrix number, identity number. So without fear and favor, actually, they can write very important points. And I strongly encourage them during my lecture. Okay, when I give this questionnaire feedback, please give the constructive feedback so that we can improve. Okay, because we are not perfect. Our job is to make it better. So as a result, every year we got some good feedback, and this is how I constantly improve. So it's not only lecturer responsibility. I think student also has the responsibility to make the learning, teaching and learning effective. So that's why I brought this slide here, particularly to make learning more effective. So as you can see, I have taken from one of the sources. There are a lecture, at the top. So normally these are not that effective. So that's why during my lecture, during my research methodology, we constantly make some practice. Okay, we also ask the students to practice, to present something, okay, to make it interactive so that teaching and learning becomes more effective. So as you can see, these are not that effective. Lecture, reading, these are very, retention rate, effectiveness is very, very low. If you go down, you see, by practice, by discussion, by doing others, actually, this will make learning more and more effective. So what are those actually? Sometimes when we give the lecture, we make short pause, we discuss, we interact, okay, we ask them question. This also will help to improve the retention rate, understanding rate. Okay, and most importantly, actually, active learning, cooperative learning. That's what I say, that I ask them question, we ask them also to present some group discussion, group learning. This also will make the learning more effective. And particularly, the project-based learning actually is more effective, like a thesis topics, a research topics, or an assignment, a group project actually will help to address actually the effective learning. Many attributes in terms of depth and breadthness will address through this project-based learning. Okay, so since we are here for excellence in teaching, so I think this teaching method, teaching approach also we can make some research, we also can publish, and we also get some feedback. This also maybe will help us to make our teaching better, improve, and at the same time, this also will be some outcome in the form of publication. So again, to create, to help to cater the needs of scientific community, researcher, academician, teachers, I have created this YouTube channel. So number of videos are uploaded. So as you can see today also I'm going to upload this video. There are many other videos also, those which are very good quality based on my 25 years of experience. I also spend some time. I also attend seminar. I also learn from LinkedIn, YouTube, so that we can make the contents better to address your needs. So these are some of the contents. Some of the contents are highly popular, very attractive, particularly for number one, research strategy for early career researcher, actually highly viewed, huge number of hours actually viewed by researchers. So there are a number of other topics. So I will every week I will upload this content in the YouTube channel. So I strongly suggest you to go through, to share, give comments, improvement, in additional topics you need. Okay, so as I mentioned, I have passion for to support you, for your to help you to cater your needs. So I'll try my best to address to entertain your request if it is not overlapped, if it is not already there, and if it is very important. Okay, so also share with others so that others also can get this benefit. So we also have LinkedIn page, Facebook page. So here also I share my research tips, teaching tips. So you can be there as well. So we also have PhD program, which is very attractive. Sanook University is also supporting in the form of 3,000 ringgit per month studentship. Okay, so there will be a few more coming soon. Keep your eyes in our LinkedIn, Facebook page for the announcement. Okay, we encourage you, we invite you to be our students. So Sanook University is also very strong, as you can see, in graduate employability. So invite you to study with us, our undergraduate students in engineering, in other programs, and also we are with the Lancaster University with by paying one degree, actually you will get 2 degrees, and some of our bachelor degrees also equivalent to master degree with the Lancaster University. So there are tremendous benefits associated with studying, engaging with Sanook University. So please explore respective website, our engineering and technology schools, other schools. Okay. Thank you very much for your time, attention. I hope this will be useful. Please disseminate to your colleagues, friends, so that others also can get benefit from this presentation content. Okay, Assalamualaikum, and thank you again.